record. So thanks everyone for hopping on. I really appreciate you taking the time, and because I know it is busy and I know that you probably want to work your business and spend some time on that. So I do appreciate you hopping on just to hear what I have to say. And I won't keep you guys too long tonight. But I do want to just kind of cover, like I was talking about earlier, just kind of cover how to stay focused, how to stay motivated, and how to enjoy this business when it's a really crazy time, and when you're not seeing the results that you think you should be seeing right now. So number one tip that I just want to provide you, and I talked with a coach about this today, is change your mindset. So I'm going to go back to that personal development. I'm going to go back to that mindset, because you can do all these tips, trainings, tools, or whatever, but if your mindset's not right, if your intentions aren't right, it doesn't matter what you're doing, because it's going to come off the wrong way. You're going to do it rushed. You're going to do it like in an effort of desperation, or your intentions are going to come off wrong. So change your mindset that the stuff you're doing today, the stuff you're doing tomorrow, the stuff you're doing, next week and the week following, isn't for your business right now. It's for your business in January. So don't do a challenge group post with the expectation that you're going to get, 10 people that say yes, 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 and all the people are going to sign up tonight, this week. You might have one out of those 10 sign up for this month, but now you have 9 more people who are interested and that you've engaged in that conversation with, that you can follow up with in January. You're planting that seed now. And so you can follow up with them January 1 and say, hey, the holidays are over. I just wanted to touch base. I know you were interested in my challenge group that was starting, on January 4th, and maybe it just wasn't a great time, but I just wanted to connect and see if now is a better time, and, go over some things that, let's talk about your goals. Let's talk about what your New Year's resolutions are and see what we can come into place. So changing your mindset, and that's really helped me. Like, I'm not doing what I'm doing on my like page to get instant access right now, or to instant gratification. I'm doing it for the next 3 weeks so that January starts off with a bang. So I'm not twirling my thumbs in January going, yeah, well, crap, like, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to hit Success Club? How am I going to, what do I need to do? I'm doing that now, today. So, for me, changing my like page, changing to solely posting on my like page and tagging myself in it has worked for me. A few other people, it's kind of frustrating for them, or they're not seeing the benefit. That's fine. Do what works for you and your business. You can, I think I talked about last week, you can tag yourself from your phone if you log into Facebook from Safari, but you cannot do it on the app. But you can do it if you log into Facebook on Safari. That's how I've been running my business, is posted on my like page. And like I said, the goal of that is to set the precedent of what I'm doing over the next 2 weeks, like my healthy meals, my workouts, time management, how I'm spending time with family. Making this, this is a perfect time to show people what Beachbody is doing for you. Even if you're a coach for a month, for a week, I guarantee that you're probably going into this holiday season feeling a little bit more confident and happy with where your life is than you did last year. And that's probably because of Beachbody. And it's not because of, it is because of a program, but it's the community that you did that program within, right? And this is an awesome time to shed light on that for people, because some people are miserable. Some people have to go to work from, 9, and you might be one of these people, going to work from 8 to 8, and then you have to fit in Christmas shopping, and then you have to fit in Christmas wrapping, and then your kids' plays and your kids' programs and cookie exchanges and desserts and, this family party and that family party, and you're stressed out about all of it instead of enjoying it. And that's not fun. So if you are, if you are a full-time Beachbody coach right now, this is a great opportunity to shed light on what this opportunity can provide for you in times like this. If you are working full-time during this time, talk about the financial benefits that this has given you for being able to buy extra gifts, or maybe you've paid for a plane ticket, maybe you've paid for a babysitter, maybe you get to have a date night, maybe you have, a good night out with your husband or your spouse or whatever, and whatever Beachbody is doing for you in this season, don't be afraid to highlight it, because this is the season where people should be the happiest, and most people are very stressed out and not happy. So tying this all back together, don't be posting for an instant gratification to get a challenge pack today. Post with the intention that you want to continue to plant seeds. And when these people are done with the hustle and bustle of the holiday season, they know that you have been consistent and that you're there and that you're that go-to person that's going to offer them support and encouragement when they're ready to do it in their life. Does that help? So really change your mindset and your intention of what you're trying to accomplish. Of course I want you to hit your goals for December. Of course I want you to hit Success Club. And of course I want you to hit those rank or income goals if you've set them for yourself for 2015. But you can do that as well. It's just more of a mindset, like changing your mindset is going to help you do that as well. You're not going to feel so stressed about it. Okay. So the second thing is the second tip that I gave a coach today that I thought would be beneficial for everybody is, so you're making these conversations, you're making these connections, and sometimes we get stuck on how to speed it up into like a challenge group invite or a free group invite. If we're not talking about fitness, you kind of go cold turkey with the conversation. It's like, how do I bring up fitness again? If it kind of fizzles out. We were talking today, and I just came out and I was like, this is great. Ask them about their New Year's resolutions. That's a great conversation starter. Hey, Christmas, talk about Christmas. Do you guys travel? Do you have any traditions that you like? They'll probably be shorter answers. Be like, oh, do you set New Year's resolutions? Do you have any goals that you're thinking about for 2016? I guarantee someone's going to say, well, I want to start going to the gym, or I want to lose weight, or I want to eat healthier, or I want to feel better, or I want to pay off debt, or those are great conversation starters. And it's just you asking a question, but it opens that gate up because you have an opportunity for them, whether they need to gain confidence, whether they need to quit a job, or if they need to, get a supplemental income. Like if they're going to say, I really need to start looking for a new job after the first of the year. Those are great options to say, well, have you ever thought about coaching? Or my team and I are hosting an event on December 28th, hint, hint. Would you be interested in, joining to hear what I do as a coach? Oh, I really need to lose 30 pounds. Oh, really? That's a goal of yours? That's great. I could totally help you with that. I run online monthly groups. Would that be something you like some more information on? And they can say yes or no, but I think that's a great segue to kind of bring that conversation back to life and have it be on something that you can invite to and talk about what you have to help them with for their New Year's resolution. Does that make sense? Does that did anyone else have a light bulb with that? I was like, oh, that's kind of good. I kind of like that. Or talk about it on your page. Talk about it on your page. Hey, we're getting to that New Year's resolutions time. Do you set New Year's resolutions? Do you not set them? What did you, or talk about this year? Did you set a goal for 2015? Did you accomplish it? Did you not? Start talking about that on your page, as we go into the new year. And it might, it's a different way. There's a different way to talk to people, this time of year with the holidays and the New Year's resolution than we can in July, So any thoughts on that? Would anyone go ahead, Maria?
Yeah, I think it's an awesome idea. I know that Trey Beer or whatever he posted, he got pretty good response, which of course I know he has a huge following, but he said something about, I know it's kind of early, but what are your New Year's resolutions or whatever. So he got a lot of feedback from that. I think my problem is when I'm trying to start random conversations with people now. I'll see, a post on their Facebook and I'll randomly message them. And then like you said, the conversation kind of goes cold. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I feel weird just bringing up random things to talk about. So yeah. I'm just finding, I guess, the right words to say it, and then kind of just getting in the right mindset that I'm not a creep and that, I'm not weird about asking these questions. It's that whole thing. But I think that's an awesome idea.
I think if there's people that you feel like, oh, I really want to help this person, or I think like this person could be a good coach, or I think this person would really benefit from a challenge group, write their name down on like a special list or maybe on your whiteboard, and make sure you check their Facebook page and like and comment on their Facebook page so that they're seeing your name, so that when they see your name in the inbox, it's not as creepy.
Yeah.
That's creepy. But it won't be like, who is this person again? They'll see like Miranda Still liked your post, or Miranda Still commented on your post, or, like they'll recognize your name a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that might make them feel a little bit more comfortable. Anything else? The third tip that I want to give you to kind of revive your Facebook page or like page or however you're running your business. I haven't done this yet. I'm going to try it this coming week. So this Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So 5 days. I'm running a 5-day free core group right now in a private group, but I'm going to take that template, like that, what I'm doing, and I'm just going to run it on my like page. Does that make sense? So I'm going to be giving them like these short, sweet little ab workouts, but I'm going to provide information with it. And I'm just going to post it at the same time every day. Probably I might post it at like 8 o'clock in the morning so they can do it at lunch or do it at night when they get home, because it's just 5 minutes. So they can do it anytime during the day. It doesn't have to be at their workout, or they can have it for the next day when they work out. But just sharing the information, those little tidbits, those little you could do like a cookie exchange one. You could do a crockpot recipe a day. You could do, pick a theme if there's a type of food that you like, or if there's if you have favorite family recipes that you use for your family get-togethers, you could post those. It doesn't have to necessarily be health and fitness if you don't want it to be. It could be like 5 traditions that you and your family do, and just share that with them. Think of something that's kind of like outside the box that has to do, for 5 days, that you can share with them, that's providing value, it's providing information that they could use kind of instantaneously. So I started kind of doing this on Tuesday and Thursdays. I started doing literally like yesterday was my first day. But I just created a template, and it says Britt's Fit Mom Tips. And then on the bottom, it's a picture of me. And then on the bottom, it says tip number. And then I've just been changing tip number 4, or tip number 2, 3, 4, or whatever. And just coming up with cool little fitness tips 2 times a week, share them on my page, the same picture so people will recognize that it's a tip, and just providing those like fitness values posts. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, number 1, over the next 2 weeks, because you can do something between New Year's too, post something that people can use instantaneously to help them in the season. So do that for 5 days, and then start thinking, again, implementing and being intentional about 2016. Think about what are you passionate about when it comes to health and fitness. I was talking to my success partner. I'm like, I have my degree in exercise science. Like, I probably should be sharing a little bit more about fit tips, how like the body works, or certain muscles, or things like that not everybody can do, So what do you do that you can provide 1 or 2 tips weekly for yourself? Miranda's really good at meal prep. She's really good at coming up with meal prep portions, feeding her kids, her family. Like, she's just really good about it. Kristen, you're busy, you're on the go, like you're all over the place, but you're organized. And I saw your post, like you're starting to kind of get in that groove and kind of finding your story. So, what you figured out your niche. So what can you provide your niche 1 or 2 times a week with just a quick tip that they can start implementing? So start thinking about, Heather, you might be really good at like injury or signs of injury, or telling it when to use heat and when to use ice. Like, it's silly, like, when you say it like that, but do you know how many people would find that really helpful? Like, so just try and think of things that you can provide value. And, Danielle Natoni said it. She's like, you're not saying anything that no one can find on the internet, but you're saying it in your own way that the people who are following you hear it, they trust it, they believe it, they jive with it, versus reading it on MD, like web or whatever those websites are. Like, they'll hear it from you and they'll be like, oh, sweet, So start thinking about things like that. Maybe you're dairy-free, maybe you're gluten-free, maybe you're paleo, maybe you stay away from sugar, maybe, I don't know, whatever. Like, maybe you're really good at, like, Miranda's really good at her kids' craft stuff. Like, that's awesome. So, like, think of things like that. Like, I also said I'm going to start sharing my kids' meals. So a few times a week, I'm going to be intentional about making sure I take a picture for dinner, breakfast, and lunch, or snacks, and start sharing what I pack for my kids. But think about your niche and what they want and what they need, and start posting that now. So in January, you're already speaking to your niche. And you don't have to kind of overcome that hurdle in January. You're already doing it for the last 2 weeks. Okay, the last thing that I want to talk to you guys about, and I posted it in the team page today, is I know this is a really rough month. And I want to commend you for not giving up and for sticking through it in October and November and December, because I know these months are really tough. On top of it being, tough business-wise, it's tough to balance your family and things like that. So with that, we have tools to help you. There are groups for whatever stage of your journey as a coach you are in for you to get plugged in. So I don't want anyone to feel stressed out and feel like they're not getting anywhere. And this is kind of the tough love. But if you're not plugged into a group right now, or you're not doing your Power of Threes, you're not going to see anything with this business. Like, you have to have that accountability. You have to be showing up every day. You have to be consistent. If you take these next 2 weeks off, January, even though it's one of the busiest months for Beachbody, it's going to be just as hard. If you take these next 2 weeks off and say, December's hard, forget it, I'm peacing out, January is going to be just as hard for you, because you have to be consistent. And I don't say this to like toot my own horn, but I am not a 6-star qualifying diamond. I have not had the success that I've had with this business because I quit when it gets hard. I'm at the level of success that I'm at because I don't give up, and I just know that it's a season, and I know that the work I'm doing today is going to help me in January. The work I did in June is going to help me in July and August. And I don't give up. I do what I need to do to move my business forward, okay? So going into that, it's been super busy in our house. My husband's been traveling. My in-laws are here. We switched the kids to big beds. So I know that sounds like it's not time-consuming, but it's been time-consuming to get the bed set up and the room's nice and make it, appealing. We've had Christmas parties. We've been, putting stuff up around the house. We've had Christmas shopping and presents wrapping and all that stuff. And so I've been forgiving of myself. So when they're at school, I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take an hour and I'm going to wrap presents. I'm going to see how many presents I can get done in an hour. When that hour's up, I'm going to stop what I'm doing and I'm going to go do my work for 45 minutes. I'm going to go work for 45 minutes. I'm going to look at my Power of Threes. I'm going to add to my network. I'm going to go through my messages. I'm going to make sure that I have 3 posts for the day. And I'm going to be done. That 45 minutes is up. Then I'm going to go check into my groups. Then I'm going to check into some coaches. Then I'm going to check my Coach Online office. And if that's all I get done that day, for me that goes pretty fast these days because it's kind of like routine. But if that's all I get done that hour and a half that day, I'm fine. I'm fine. There are other things that right now might need your attention, and that's okay. But it's really, really important for you to do those Power of Threes, for you to be working out, for you to be drinking your Shakeology, adding to your network, following up with people, to do those income building activities. Okay, so it might not, your Your post might not have the most beautiful picture. You might not, have all these templates created. You might not have scripts created. You might not make it through all 5 modules that you wanted to that day. That's okay. But what I need you to do are those 3 vital behaviors. Because without those 3 vital behaviors, it doesn't matter. The rest of the stuff is just fluff. Okay? So you either need to be in the Team Fabulously Fit No Excuses group. So what this group is about, it is not me posting. I'm not here sitting here begging for your check-ins. I'm not asking for what you did or who you talked to. I'm just in there to hold you accountable. I can see who's posting and who's not. And I can see that the people who are posting and showing up every day, I see where their businesses are moving forward. They're hitting Success Club. They're adding their coaches. They're hitting their fitness goals. They're having their like pages is traction. They're meeting new people. Okay, so that No Excuses group is checking in to make sure you drink your Shakeology and taking a picture of it, that you did your workout, you took a picture of it, you did your personal development, you took a picture of it, because those are like 3 really good posts that you could use throughout your week, and now you already have pictures for. Now you just have to type up a little sentence or 2 and post it on your page. Perfect. Content, and you're holding yourself accountable. Perfect. So then we're also checking with our Power of Threes. I don't have to know who you talk to, but I want to see a picture. Yeah, you don't have to tell me like, oh, I followed up with XYZ, but at the end of the day, you can take a picture of your Power of Threes, whether it's on your computer or it's on your laptop, whatever. So there's 4 pictures. So you can create a little pic collage, 1, 2, 3, 4, checked in and done. Okay, so those are for people, that group is for people who you've gone through new coach training and you feel really good with your business. You know what you need to do. You just need to show up and do it. Okay. Group number 2 is for new coaches. If you just enrolled as a coach between like August to now, I really recommend you get in this group. What day are we on? I think we're almost done. I think we're on like day 10. So we're finishing up this week, but I will leave the group open. And you can go back and you can search in the group and say day 1, and it'll pull up day 1's post. Day 2, it'll pull up day 2's post. So you can do it on your own time frame. But the information will be there. What this new coach training is doing is it's giving you tips, tools, resources, scripts, but it's also walking you through the module system that Meg has created. So I'm going to tell you on certain days, like do module 1, videos 1 through 4. Do module 1, documents 5 through 8 or whatever. So it's going to walk you through that so you can get a good firm foundation for your business in the first 13 days. Okay. And then after the 13 days, we're going to go right into an Emerald group, but we'll push the Emerald group to the end of December, after Christmas. So if you're a new coach, like I said, started like August or newer, I highly recommend getting in that group to set that foundation for your business, especially moving into December or to January, okay? The 3rd group, if you are just kind of not really sure what to post, how to post, where to go with it, or how to use social media to build your business, Meg has graciously created a huge social media group for 1 week. We'll start tomorrow and it goes till next Thursday, based off Raina Odell's National Wake Up Call. So if you're just struggling on being accountable to posting every day, or what to post, or what content or how to post, or when to do your jabs and hooks, aka like talking about challenge groups and talking about coaching, I highly recommend getting in this group. I'm going to join Meg. I need this revamp. I need some new fresh ideas. I need that accountability. So I'm joining that group and I'm going to jump into there on Thursday. I'm going to be flat out. I am awful at groups. I am awful at checking in. Like Meg knows it. And we always laugh because you attract people like you. And so Meg's really bad at checking into groups. I'm really bad at checking into groups. So I don't get mad if you guys don't check into the groups, but I just need to know where you're at. Okay? If I don't know if you're doing your Power of Threes, or I don't see you posting consistently and you come to me and you're like, I'm really stuck with my business, I have nothing to go on with you because I'm not seeing Power of Threes. I'm not seeing anything like that. Okay? So it helps me. Even if, we have that conversation, I really recommend just having things that you can show me and say, here are my Power of Threes for the last 10 days, I'm doing them, I'm just stuck. That helps me coach you a little bit better than going, I don't know if you're doing this or not, so I can't help you. Like, you're not doing what I'm telling you to do. So I don't know if that's why or what. So I understand if you can't check into a group, but at least check in with me personally. Okay. That's what I'm here for, or your upline. That's what I'm here for. So if you just need that personal accountability, like every Thursday you need to hand in something, or every Thursday you need me to check in with you, like, talk to me. Let's figure out a system. Let's get you set up and make sure that I'm coaching you how you need to be coached, or your upline coach. And like, you get what I'm saying? Just make sure everyone is in communication so that we can best help coach and help each other hit our goals. Okay. Does that help? Yeah. You know, it's Christmas, it's the new year, it's a holiday. Like, I want you guys to hit your goals, and I would love for everyone to hit Success Club because it is such a benchmark for your business. But at the same time, like, don't be stressed out at Christmas parties because you're not at Success Club. Don't miss out on kids' events to go work. Don't miss out on, kids' snuggles because you need to follow up with 2 more people. This is a special time. This doesn't happen all the time. It's a season. It's a blink in your coaching journey. And if you can show up, maybe you need to get up earlier. Maybe you need to stay up later. Maybe you have to work from your phone a little bit more than the computer. Like, you might have to do some adjusting at this time of year, and that's okay. But really put your family first. Don't put your business to the back burner. Just know that there are going to be some instances where you need to put your family first. Okay? Tomorrow we're going to Disney. We're going to take the kids to Very Merry Christmas. So it's like, they're not in school. So I lost my 4 hours. They're not going to nap. Lost my 2 hours. And we're going to be in a car on the way home. So my whole day where I normally would work is pretty much shot. So I'll just have to, fit in some follow-ups with when I can on my phone and try and stay up on the drive home, and maybe I can answer some messages. But, just family first. Your happiness comes first. So if you're feeling stressed out about something, just walk away for a little bit and come back to it when you have a fresh heart and fresh mind. Okay? All right? We will pick up with calls the first week of January. Okay? So we won't have any in the next 2 weeks for the holiday. All right? Okay, guys, send me a message if you need anything. The team page is always there. Feel free to ask questions, share successes, have all that in that team page. That's what it's there for, okay? All right, you guys, have an awesome night. Have a great holiday, and we will see you on here in 2016. Bye, guys.